You're standing in your kitchen, sunlight streaming through the window, a glass of water in one hand and a handful of colorful pills in the other. It's a ritual you've followed for years, maybe decades, because you've been told these vitamins are your ticket to staying strong, sharp, and healthy as you age. But what if I told you that some of those pills, the ones you trust to keep you going, might be doing the opposite? What if, instead of building you up, they're quietly chipping away at your health, piling up in your body like uninvited guests, causing damage you might mistake for just getting older? If you're over 65, this isn't just a question. It's a wake-up call. I'm here to pull back the curtain on something most of us don't think twice about: the vitamins and supplements we take every day. You see, after 65, your body changes. Your liver slows down. Your kidneys don't flush things out as easily, and your nerves become a little more fragile. Those pills that worked wonders in your 40s or 50s, they might not be your friends anymore. In fact, some could be raising your risk of serious problems, stroke, heart issues, even memory loss, by as much as 40%, according to studies like those published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. But here's the good news. You don't have to feel trapped or confused. There's a way to navigate this, to choose the right nutrients that lift you up instead of dragging you down. In this video, we're going to walk through 4 vitamins and supplements you should steer clear of after 65 because they could be doing more harm than good, and 4 you should consider embracing every single day to keep your energy high, your mind sharp, and your heart strong. We're not here to scare you. We're here to empower you with the truth, backed by science, so you can make choices that let you live not just longer, but better. I'll share practical steps, simple swaps, and real-life examples to make this easy to understand and even easier to act on. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's start this journey together. Oh, and before we dive in, drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always so special to connect with you all from around the world. Let's begin with something you might have in your medicine cabinet right now. Something that sounds like a health hero but can turn into a silent troublemaker after 65. It's vitamin A, specifically in its retinol form. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vitamin A is the one that's supposed to help your eyes, boost your immune system, maybe even keep your skin glowing. And you're not wrong. When you were younger, vitamin A was like a trusty sidekick, supporting your vision and helping your body fight off infections. But here's the twist. As you cross into your 60s and beyond, your body doesn't handle this vitamin the same way. It's like trying to fit into your favorite pair of jeans from 20 years ago. Things have changed, and forcing it can cause problems. Vitamin A in retinol form, the kind you often find in multivitamins or liver-based supplements, is fat-soluble. That means it doesn't just pass through your system like a glass of water. Instead, it sticks around, storing itself in your liver and fatty tissues. When you were younger, your liver could manage this, clearing out what it didn't need. But after 65, your liver's not as quick on its feet. It slows down, and that vitamin A starts to pile up like clutter in a closet. Over time, that buildup can turn toxic, and the signs are so subtle you might not even notice at first. Maybe your skin feels drier than usual, or you're dizzy when you stand up too fast. Perhaps your joints ache a little more, or your vision seems blurry, even with your glasses. You might shrug it off, thinking, well, that's just what happens when you get older. But what if it's not age? What if it's your vitamins working against you? Here's where it gets serious. A 2022 study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that too much vitamin in older adults, especially from supplements, can increase your risk of atrial fibrillation by 25%. That's a fancy term for an irregular heartbeat, and it's not something to brush off, because it can dramatically raise your chances of a stroke, especially after 65. The scary part? You don't need to be chugging mega doses to hit this danger zone. Taking more than 2,000 to 3,000 micrograms of retinol a day, sometimes even less, can push you toward toxicity, especially if you're taking it long-term. And here's the kicker. Many multivitamins marketed to seniors contain retinol or retinol palmitate, often in doses that creep close to or exceed the safe limit of 700 micrograms for women or 900 for men. So, what's the smarter move? Skip the synthetic stuff and lean into nature's version of vitamin A, beta-carotene. You'll find it in foods like sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach, and eggs. Vibrant, delicious foods that your body knows how to handle. Unlike retinol, beta-carotene is a team player. Your body only converts it into vitamin A when it needs it, so there's no risk of piling up toxic levels. Imagine it like a dimmer switch. Instead of a floodlight, your body adjusts the brightness as needed. If your multivitamin lists retinol or retinol palmitate, take a close look at the label. If it's pushing past those safe limits, it's time to swap it out for one that's kinder to your aging body. Better yet, talk to your doctor and focus on getting your vitamin A from food. It's a small change that could save you from big problems down the road. Now, let's talk about another supplement that might be hiding in your daily routine, one that's often praised as a cure for tiredness, but could be quietly overloading your system. I'm talking about iron. I can almost hear you now. Iron? But that's what keeps my energy up, right? It's for anemia, for strength. And you're not alone in thinking that. Iron is often marketed as a fatigue fighter, something to perk you up if you're feeling sluggish or your nails are brittle. Doctors prescribe it, multivitamins included, and it's easy to pop a pill just in case. But here's the truth, and it's a big one. After 65, iron supplements can be like inviting a bull into a china shop. Unless you have a specific medical reason, they could be doing far more harm than good. When you were younger, your body was losing iron all the time through sweat, small cuts, or, for women, monthly cycles. But after 65, that changes. Men don't lose iron the way they did in their youth, and women stop losing it after menopause. Your body holds onto iron like a collector, storing it in your liver, heart, and pancreas. And unlike water-soluble nutrients that flush out with a trip to the bathroom, iron sticks around. Too much of it creates something called oxidative stress. Think of it like rust forming inside your body, damaging cells, inflaming tissues, and aging your organs faster than they should. Studies link excess iron to some heavy hitters: Alzheimer's, heart disease, even cancer. It's not something to mess with. The symptoms of iron overload are sneaky. Maybe you're feeling more tired than usual, or your joints are stiff. Perhaps your heart races sometimes, or you're struggling to remember little things, like where you parked the car. You might think, that's just life at my age. But it could be your body waving a red flag. A study in the Journal of Clinical Pathology points out that too much iron can form harmful compounds called lipid peroxides, which are tied to brain and heart damage. And here's the thing. Most seniors don't need extra iron unless they've been diagnosed with a deficiency, maybe from surgery, ulcers, or a chronic condition. You're likely getting plenty from foods like red meat, beans, leafy greens, or even that fortified cereal you love. So, what should you do? First, check your multivitamin. If it's got iron and you haven't been told by a doctor that you need it, switch to an iron-free formula designed for seniors. Next, ask your doctor for a simple blood test, something called a serum ferritin or transferrin saturation test, to see if your iron levels are creeping too high. If they are, cutting back on red meat and skipping the supplements might be enough to bring things back into balance. It's like turning down the heat before the pot boils over. Your body doesn't need extra iron piling up. It's already got enough to work with. As we wrap up this first part of our journey, think about this. Your health after 65 isn't about taking more pills. It's about taking the right ones. You've just learned how vitamin A and iron, Two things you might have trusted for years could be working against you if you're not careful. But don't worry, we're not done yet. There are two more supplements you need to know about, ones that could be even more harmful if they're in your daily lineup. And after that, we'll share the 4 nutrients that can lift you up, keep your mind clear, and help you feel like you're aging backward. So, stick with me, because the next steps are going to show you how to protect your heart, your brain, and your future with choices that are simple, safe, and powerful. Imagine you're sitting at your dining table, flipping through a magazine filled with ads for senior strength and bone health supplements. The promises are bold: stronger bones, more energy, a sharper mind. You've been taking these pills for years, trusting they're paving the way for a vibrant, healthy future. But what if one of those supplements, one you've been told is essential for your bones, is actually hardening your arteries instead? What if another, one you take to boost your energy, is quietly damaging your nerves, making your hands tingle or your balance wobbly? These aren't hypotheticals. They're real risks for anyone over 65, and they're hiding in plain sight in your medicine cabinet. Let's keep walking this path together, peeling back the truth about what's safe and what's not, so you can make choices that let you feel alive, strong, and clear-headed for years to come. Let's dive into the next supplement you might want to rethink, one that's been sold to us as a must-have for aging well, especially if you're worried about your bones. It's calcium, the poster child for strong skeletons, plastered across every ad for senior health. You've probably seen the commercials. Smiling older adults lifting grandkids, hiking trails, all thanks to their daily calcium pill. It's in multivitamins, bone health formulas, even those chalky tablets you choke down with your morning coffee. But here's the thing no one tells you. After 65, taking calcium supplements on their own, without the right balance, can do more harm than good. It's like pouring concrete into a garden. You might think you're building something sturdy, but you could be choking out the roots. When you were younger, your bones were like eager sponges, soaking up calcium to stay dense and strong. Hormones and growth factors helped shuttle that calcium exactly where it needed to go. But after 65, especially for women after menopause and men as they age, your bones don't absorb calcium as efficiently. Your body's systems slow down, and that extra calcium doesn't just vanish. It wanders, settling into places it doesn't belong: your joints, your soft tissues, and, most dangerously, your arteries. That's right. Instead of fortifying your bones, excess calcium can harden your blood vessels, raising your risk of heart attacks and strokes. A study in the British Medical Journal found that seniors taking high-dose calcium supplements, especially without other nutrients to guide it, had a higher chance of artery calcification, which is like plaque buildup that chokes off your blood flow. That's not the strong future those ads promised. Think about this for a moment. You're taking calcium because you want to avoid fractures, to stay active and independent. But if that calcium is clogging your arteries, it's trading one risk for another, and it's not just your heart at stake. Too much calcium can mess with your digestion, leaving you bloated or constipated, issues you might already be battling if you're on medications like acid blockers for reflux, which many seniors are. Those acid blockers make it even harder for your stomach to absorb calcium properly, so you're swallowing these pills, thinking they're helping, but they're just sitting there, causing trouble. It's like trying to water a plant with a clogged hose. The effort's there, but the results aren't. So, what's the better way? You don't need to ditch calcium entirely. Your bones still need it, but where it comes from matters. Food is your best friend here. Think of a plate piled with leafy greens like kale or collards, a handful of almonds, a scoop of yogurt, or even sardines with those tiny edible bones. These foods deliver calcium in a form your body can use without the risk of overloading your system. Unlike supplements, Food-based calcium comes with other nutrients that help your body direct it to your bones, not your arteries. If you do need a supplement, say, because your diet's limited or your doctor's flagged a deficiency, make sure it's paired with two key players: vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. These act like traffic cops, guiding calcium to your skeleton and keeping it out of your blood vessels. And here's a practical tip. Check your multivitamin. If it's packing 500 to 1,000 milligrams of calcium and you're already eating calcium-rich foods, you're likely getting too much. Swap it for a senior-specific formula with lower doses, or talk to your doctor about what's right for you. It's about balance, not excess, and your heart will thank you for it. Now, let's shift to another supplement that might be in your daily lineup, one that sounds harmless but can pack a surprising punch after 65. It's vitamin B6, often marketed as a boost for your energy, your nerves, or even your brain fog. You might see it in those nerve support formulas or energy pills, and it's in almost every multivitamin labeled for seniors. You've probably taken it for years, thinking it's keeping you sharp. But here's the truth, and it's a bit of a shock. High doses of vitamin B6 can turn from friend to foe, especially as you age, and the damage it causes might look like the normal wear and tear of getting older, when it's anything but. Vitamin B6 is water-soluble, so you'd think your body would just flush out any extra, right? That's true for most water-soluble vitamins, like vitamin C, but B6 is different. When you take it in large amounts, say, from supplements or those fortified energy drinks, it can build up in your nerve tissue. And once it does, it starts to act like a tiny saboteur, damaging the very nerves it's supposed to support. The result? Tingling in your hands or feet, a burning sensation, trouble with balance, or even muscle weakness. You might notice you're stumbling more than you used to, or your fingers feel numb when you try to button a shirt. It's easy to chalk these up to just aging, or even conditions like diabetic neuropathy. But the real culprit could be the B6 pill you're swallowing every morning. Here's where the science gets sobering. The official upper limit for vitamin B6 is 100 milligrams a day, but research shows that even 50 milligrams daily, sometimes less, can trigger toxicity in older adults over time. And it's not hard to hit those levels. Many brain health or energy supplements pack 100 to 250% of the daily recommended amount in a single dose. Add that to a multivitamin and maybe some fortified cereal, and you're in dangerous territory without even realizing it. A study in the Journal of Clinical Toxicology pointed out that high-dose B6 can cause nerve damage that's slow to heal, especially in seniors whose bodies clear it less efficiently. Once those nerves are damaged, recovery can take months, and some effects might linger for good. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're trying to enjoy a walk in the park, but your feet feel like they're buzzing, or you're struggling to keep your balance on uneven ground. You might think it's your joints or your age slowing you down, but it could be that B6 supplement you've been taking faithfully. I've heard stories from folks like Mary, a 68-year-old who started noticing numbness in her fingers after years of taking a high-potency nerve formula. She thought it was arthritis or diabetes, but when her doctor tested her B6 levels, they were through the roof. Cutting out the supplement and switching to a low-dose, senior-friendly multivitamin made a world of difference. She's back to knitting her grandkids' scarves without that frustrating tingle. So, how do you stay safe? You still need a little B6. It's vital for your nerves, your blood cells, and your brain. But you don't need much. The daily recommendation is just 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 for men over 65. You're likely getting that from foods like chickpeas, tuna, bananas, or even that morning oatmeal if it's fortified. Unless your doctor has confirmed a B6 deficiency with a blood test, skip the high-dose supplements. Check your multivitamin or any energy or nerve formulas you're taking. If they're delivering more than 5 to 10 milligrams of B6 per serving, it's time to rethink your routine. Opt for a senior-specific multivitamin with lower, safer doses, or talk to your doctor about getting your levels checked. It's a small step that could save your nerves from damage you don't have to live with. As we wrap up this part of our conversation, take a moment to think about your daily routine. Are you popping calcium or B6 supplements because you've been told they're good for you without checking if they're right for your body now? These two, like the vitamin A and iron we talked about before, can seem like health heroes, but turn into troublemakers if you're not careful. The good news? You're now armed with the knowledge to make smarter choices, to protect your heart, your nerves, and your future. But we're not done yet. There's more to uncover about how to nourish your body the right way after 65 nutrients that can lift your energy, sharpen your mind, and keep you feeling like you're living your best life. So, stick with me, because the next steps are going to light the way to a healthier, happier you. You're standing at the edge of a new day, maybe sipping your morning coffee, feeling the weight of years but also the spark of possibility. You've learned by now that some of the pills you've trusted for decades might be working against you, piling up in your body and mimicking the aches or fog you thought were just part of aging. But here's the flip side, the part that lights a fire of hope. There are nutrients out there that can lift you up, make your steps steadier, your mind clearer, and your heart stronger. These aren't just pills. They're like old friends who show up when you need them most, helping you live not just longer, but with more joy, more energy, more you. After 65, it's not about taking more. It's about choosing wisely. So, let's walk through 4 essential nutrients your body craves right now. Ones that can help you feel like you're turning back the clock, one small, smart choice at a time. First up is a mineral that's like the unsung hero of your body's daily orchestra. It's magnesium, and if you're over 65, chances are your body's running low on it without you even realizing. Picture magnesium as the conductor keeping over 300 processes in your body in harmony: your muscles, your nerves, your blood pressure, even your blood sugar. But as you age, your body holds on to less of it. Your gut doesn't absorb it as well. Your kidneys let it slip away. And if you're on medications like diuretics, acid blockers, or blood pressure pills common for many of us over 65, they can strip magnesium out even faster. The result? You might feel more tired than you should. Your legs cramp up at night, or your heart skips a beat now and then. Maybe you're tossing and turning instead of sleeping deeply, or you're noticing your mood's a little heavier than it used to be. These aren't just old age creeping in. They could be your body whispering for more magnesium. I met a woman named Susan at a community center talk last year. She was 67, vibrant but frustrated because leg cramps were keeping her from her morning walks. She thought it was just her body slowing down, but when her doctor checked her magnesium levels, they were barely scraping by. She started adding a little magnesium to her routine, nothing fancy. Just a supplement and some pumpkin seeds in her oatmeal, and within weeks, those cramps faded, her sleep deepened, and she was back to walking her dog along the river. That's the power of magnesium. Studies, like one from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, show it can lower your risk of dementia, steady your heart rhythm, and even help your body use insulin better, which is a big deal if you're watching your blood sugar. Low magnesium has been tied to everything from anxiety to irregular heartbeats, and topping it up can make you feel like you've hit the reset button. The trick is choosing the right kind. Not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Those cheap ones, like magnesium oxide, can be hard on your stomach and barely get absorbed, like trying to fill a bucket with a leaky hose. Instead, look for forms like magnesium glycinate, citrate, or malate. These are gentler and soak into your system better, especially for an aging gut. Aim for about 250 to 400 milligrams a day, depending on your diet and health, but check with your doctor to nail the dose. You can also boost magnesium with foods. Think leafy greens, avocados, almonds, or black beans. But here's the catch. Modern farming has left our soils depleted, so even the healthiest diet might not give you enough. A supplement can bridge that gap, especially if you're on meds that flush it out. It's like giving your body a warm hug, helping your muscles relax, your heart stay steady, and your mind feel a little brighter. Now, let's talk about a nutrient that's not just a vitamin, but a powerhouse hormone your body desperately needs after 65. It's vitamin D3. And if you're not getting enough, you're missing out on something that could change the game for your health. Imagine D3 as sunlight bottled up, fueling your bones, your immune system, even your mood. But here's the reality. As you age, your skin stops turning sunlight into vitamin D as efficiently. If you're spending more time indoors, wearing sunscreen, or living somewhere with long winters, your levels can drop so low you don't even notice until the damage is done. Low D3 can leave you feeling drained, weaken your bones, and make you more prone to colds or infections. Worse, it's linked to bigger risks: heart disease, diabetes, even certain cancers. A 2020 study in the British Medical Journal found that seniors with low vitamin D had a 50% higher chance of respiratory infections and a 30% higher risk of dying from any cause. That's not small potatoes. D3 isn't just about keeping your bones strong, though it does that by helping your body absorb calcium properly. It's also about firing up your immune cells, calming inflammation, and keeping your brain sharp. I've seen it firsthand with folks like John, a 70-year-old who kept getting sick every winter, feeling sluggish and blue. His doctor tested his D3 levels, found them in the basement, and started him on a daily supplement. A few months later, John was back to his gardening, feeling like he'd shaved years off his age, with fewer colds and a brighter outlook. Here's what you need to know. Most seniors need more than the standard 600 to 800 international units, IU, a day, especially if you are deficient. Studies suggest 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily to keep your blood levels in the healthy range, though some folks need more under a doctor's guidance. Choose D3, also called cholecalciferol, over D2. It's closer to what your body makes naturally and absorbs better. You can take it as a soft gel, capsule, or liquid, ideally with a meal that has some fat to help it sink in. Foods like fatty fish or egg yolks can help, but they're often not enough on their own. If you haven't had your D3 levels checked, ask your doctor for a simple blood test. It's like checking the oil in your car. Knowing where you stand lets you make the right move to keep everything running smoothly. Next up is a nutrient that's critical for your brain, your blood, and your balance, the one that slips away quietly as you age. It's vitamin B12, and if you're over 65, there's a good chance you're running low, even if you're eating all the right foods. B12 is like the spark plug for your nervous system, helping your red blood cells carry oxygen, keeping your nerves firing right, and protecting your memory. But here's the problem. As you age, your stomach produces less acid, which you need to pull B12 out of foods like meat, eggs, or dairy. Add in medications like antacids or metformin, and your body's ability to absorb takes an even bigger hit. The result? You might feel tired, forgetful, or notice tingling in your hands or feet. You might even wobble when you walk, thinking it's just age or arthritis, when it could be your body crying out for B12. The stakes are high with this one. Low B12 can mimic dementia, weaken your legs, and increase your risk of fall, something no one wants when independence is everything. A study in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society showed that B12 deficiency is common in seniors and can lead to irreversible nerve damage if ignored. I remember talking to Clara, a 66-year-old who thought her memory lapses were the start of something serious. She was scared, avoiding social events because she couldn't keep up with conversations. A blood test showed her B12 was dangerously low. A few weeks of supplements, and she was back to her book club, laughing and sharing stories like her old self. So, what's the fix? Food alone often isn't enough after 65 because of that absorption issue. You need a supplement. Methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin are the best forms, as they bypass the stomach and get right to work. Aim for 500 to 1,000 micrograms a day, either as a tablet, a sublingual lozenge that dissolves under your tongue, or, if your levels are very low, a weekly injection from your doctor. Since B12 is water-soluble, your body flushes out what it doesn't need, so it's safe to take daily. If you're feeling off-tired, foggy, or unsteady, ask for a B12 test. It's a simple step that could make you feel like you've reclaimed a piece of your younger self. Finally, let's talk about a nutrient that's not technically a vitamin but is so vital it tops our list. It's omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, the kind found in fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Think of omega-3 South as the oil that keeps your body's engine running smoothly, your heart, your brain, your joints, even your mood. After 65, these fats are like a lifeline, protecting you from the wear and tear of aging. A 2021 study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 42,000 people over 60 and found those with the highest omega-3 levels had a 36% lower risk of dying from any cause. Another study in Circulation showed omega-3 South cut the risk of fatal heart attacks by over 45%. Those numbers aren't just stats. They're a promise of more days with the people you love. Omega-3 South do so much. They keep your blood vessels flexible, reduce inflammation, and help your brain cells talk to each other. Without enough, you're more likely to feel stiff, forgetful, or even down in the dumps. The problem? Over 68% of Americans over 60 are deficient, often because they don't eat enough fish or take a supplement. I think of folks like Tom, a 72-year-old who felt his joints creak and his energy fade. He started a high-quality fish oil supplement, and within months, he was back to his woodworking hobby, moving easier and thinking clearer. If fish isn't your thing, you can get DHA from algae-based supplements, perfect for vegans or those with allergies. Look for a supplement with at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily, ideally in triglyceride form for better absorption. If you have heart issues, you might need 2,000 milligrams or more, but check with your doctor. Take it with a meal to avoid any fishy aftertaste, and choose a brand tested for purity, free of heavy metals. Foods like salmon, mackerel, or walnuts can help, but supplements often bridge the gap. Omega-3 South aren't just about preventing problems. They're about helping you feel alive, sharp, and ready for whatever's next. As we close this part of our journey, take a moment to picture yourself a year from now. What if, by adding these 4 nutrients: magnesium, vitamin D3, B12, and omega-3 South, you could wake up with more energy, walk with more confidence, and feel a little lighter in your heart? These aren't magic pills. They're tools your body needs to thrive after 65. But our conversation isn't over. There's more to share about how to tie this all together, to make these changes stick, and to live not just longer, but with more vibrancy and joy. So, stay with me. We're heading toward the final steps to help you shine brighter than ever. Imagine standing in front of your bathroom mirror, the morning light catching the lines on your face lines that tell stories of laughter, challenges, and a life well lived. You reach for your vitamins, but now you pause. You're not just going through the motions anymore. You know better. You've learned that some of those pills, the ones you thought were keeping you strong, might be quietly working against you, piling up in your body and stealing a little bit of your spark. But you've also discovered the nutrients that can lift you up, make your days brighter, and help you move through life with a spring in your step. This journey we've been on together isn't just about vitamins. It's about taking charge of your health, making choices that honor the incredible person you are, and living every moment with purpose and joy. Let's bring it all together so you can walk away from this video feeling empowered, clear, and ready to thrive after 65. Think back to that moment in your kitchen when you first started questioning what's in your medicine cabinet. We uncovered 4 supplements that, while they might seem harmless, can turn into troublemakers as you age. Vitamin A in its retinol form can build up in your liver, raising your risk of heart issues and stroke if you're not careful. Iron, often slipped into multivitamins, can overload your system, damaging your organs in ways you might mistake for aging. Calcium, that bone health darling, can harden your arteries instead of your skeleton if it's not balanced right. And vitamin B6, the one you thought was boosting your energy, can harm your nerves in high doses, leaving you with tingling or wobbly steps. These aren't just warnings. They're a chance to rethink what you're putting into your body, to choose what serves you now, not what worked a decade ago. But it's not just about what to avoid. You've also learned about 4 nutrients that are like a lifeline for your body and mind after 65. Magnesium, that quiet conductor, keeps your muscles relaxed, your heart steady, and your sleep deep. Vitamin D3, your bottled sunshine, powers your immune system, strengthens your bones, and lifts your mood. B12, the spark for your nerves and brain, helps you stay sharp and steady, fighting off the fog or weakness that can creep in. And omega-3 South, those incredible fats, protect your heart, ease your joints, and keep your mind clear, giving you a shot at not just more years, but better ones. These aren't random pills. They're tools to help you live the life you want. Whether that's chasing grandkids, tending your garden, or simply feeling like yourself again. Let's make this real for a moment. Picture Joan, a 69-year-old I heard about through a friend's story. She was tired all the time, dragging through her days, thinking it was just what happens when you hit your late 60s. Her hands tingled, her energy was gone, and she'd stopped going to her weekly dance class because her legs felt unsteady. She was taking a multivitamin packed with iron and high-dose B6, thinking it was helping. But when she got her blood work done, her doctor spotted the problem. Her iron was too high, her B6 was tipping into toxic levels, and her D3 and B12 were practically non-existent. Joan made some changes, switched to an iron-free multivitamin, added a D3 and B12 supplement, and started eating more salmon for omega-3 South. A few months later, she was back on the dance floor, twirling with a smile that lit up the room. That's what happens when you give your body what it needs and let go of what's holding it back. So, what does this mean for you? It's time to take a hard look at your daily routine. Open that medicine cabinet, pull out those bottles, and read the labels. Are you taking a multivitamin with retinol or iron you don't need? Is there a high-dose B6 or calcium supplement sneaking in, piling up risks you didn't even know about? If so, don't just toss them out. Talk to your doctor. Get your levels tested. A simple blood test can check your iron, B12, D3, even magnesium, and give you a clear picture of what your body's asking for. It's like getting a map before a road trip. You wouldn't drive cross-country without one, so why navigate your health without knowing where you stand? And here's the beautiful part. These changes don't have to feel overwhelming. Start small. Swap out that multivitamin for one designed for seniors, one that's low in or free of iron and retinol with modest doses of B6. Add a high-quality D3 supplement, maybe 1,000 to 2,000 IU a day, taken with a meal to soak it in. Pick up some magnesium glycinate to ease those cramps or help you sleep better. And consider a fish oil or algae-based omega-3 supplement to keep your heart and brain humming. These aren't. Imagine standing in front of your bathroom mirror, the morning light catching the lines on your face lines that tell stories of laughter, challenges, and a life well lived. You reach for your vitamins, but now you pause. You're not just going through the motions anymore. You know better. You've learned that some of those pills, the ones you thought were keeping you strong, might be quietly working against you, piling up in your body and stealing a little bit of your spark. But you've also discovered the nutrients that can lift you up, make your days brighter, and help you move through life with a spring in your step. This journey we've been on together isn't just about vitamins. It's about taking charge of your health, making choices that honor the incredible person you are, and living every moment with purpose and joy. Let's bring it all together so you can walk away from this video feeling empowered, clear, and ready to thrive after 65. Think about the path we've walked. You've learned that some supplements, ones you might have trusted for years, can turn into troublemakers after 65. Vitamin A in its retinol form can linger in your liver, raising your risk of heart rhythm issues and stroke if you're not careful. Iron, slipped into multivitamins or taken just in case, can overload your organs, causing damage that feels like aging, but isn't. Calcium, sold as a bone saver, might harden your arteries instead if it's not paired with the right nutrients. And vitamin B6, that energy booster, can harm your nerves in high doses, leaving you with tingling hands or unsteady steps you might mistake for something else. These aren't just warnings. They're a chance to rethink what you're putting into your body, to choose what serves you now, not what worked when you were younger. But this isn't just about dodging the bad stuff. You've also discovered 4 nutrients that are like a warm embrace for your body and mind. Magnesium, that quiet hero, keeps your muscles relaxed, your heart steady, and your sleep deep, helping you wake up ready for the day. Vitamin D3, your bottled sunshine, powers your immune system, strengthens your bones, and lifts your spirits, fighting off the fatigue and blues that can sneak in. B12, the spark for your nerves and brain, keeps you sharp and steady, pushing back against memory lapses or wobbly walks. And omega-3 South, those incredible fats from fish or algae, protect your heart, ease your joints, and keep your mind clear, giving you a shot at not just more years, but better ones. These aren't random pills. They're tools to help you chase grandkids, tend your garden, or simply feel like yourself again. Let's make this real with a story. I heard about Joan, a 69-year-old who was dragging through her days, feeling like her spark was fading. Her hands tingled, her energy was gone, and she'd stopped going to her weekly dance class because her legs felt unsteady. She was taking a multivitamin packed with iron and high-dose B6, thinking it was helping. But a visit to her doctor changed everything. Blood tests showed her iron was too high, her B6 was tipping into toxic levels, and her D3 and B12 were practically non-existent. Joan made some simple swaps, dropped the iron-heavy multivitamin, started a D3 and B12 supplement, and added fish oil for omega-3 South. A few months later, she was back on the dance floor, twirling with a smile that lit up the room. That's what happens when you give your body what it needs and let go of what's holding it back. So, what does this mean for you? It's time to take a hard look at your daily routine. Open that medicine cabinet, pull out those bottles, and read the labels. Are you taking a multivitamin with retinol or iron you don't need? Is there a high-dose B6 or calcium supplement sneaking in, piling up risks you didn't know about? If so, don't just toss them out. Talk to your doctor. Get your levels tested. A simple blood test can check your iron, B12, D3, even magnesium, and give you a clear picture of what your body's asking for. It's like getting a map before a road trip. You wouldn't drive cross-country without one, so why navigate your health without knowing where you stand? The beauty of this is that it's not complicated. Start small. Swap out that multivitamin for one designed for seniors, low in or free of iron and retinol, with modest doses of B6. Add a high-quality D3 supplement, maybe 1,000 to 2,000 IU a day, taken with a meal to soak it in. Pick up some magnesium glycinate to ease those cramps or help you sleep better. And consider a fish oil or algae-based omega-3 supplement, aiming for 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA daily to keep your heart and brain humming. These changes aren't about overhauling your life. They're about making smart tweaks that add up to big results. It's like tending a garden. A little care, the right nutrients, and suddenly everything blooms. Let's talk about why this matters. After 65, every day is a gift. A chance to write new chapters, whether it's traveling to see family, picking up a hobby you've always wanted to try, or just enjoying a quiet morning with a good book. But to do that, you need energy, clarity, and strength. You deserve to feel like you're not just getting by, but truly living. I think of folks like Robert, a 71-year-old who thought his stiff joints and foggy memory were just what happens. He was taking a multivitamin with too much calcium and iron, and he didn't know his D3 was low. After working with his doctor to adjust his supplements and add omega-3 South, he started hiking again. Short trails at first, then longer ones. He told me it felt like he'd found a piece of himself he thought was gone. That's what these choices can do. They give you back to you. Now, I know change can feel daunting. Maybe you've been taking the same vitamins for years, and the idea of switching things up feels like stepping into the unknown. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this. Your doctor can guide you. And every small step you take, whether it's swapping a supplement or eating more salmon, moves you closer to feeling your best. Think of it like cleaning out a closet. You don't have to do it all at once. Pull out one thing that doesn't belong, add one thing that does, and suddenly there's room for what really matters. Your health is worth that effort, because you are worth it. Let's make it practical. If you're not sure where to start, try this. Next time you're at the store, grab a bag of leafy greens for magnesium and calcium, or some sardines for omega-3 South. Check your multivitamin label when you get home look for retinol, iron, or high B6 doses. And if they're there, consider a senior-friendly alternative. Schedule a chat with your doctor to get those blood tests done. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And if you're already feeling good, these nutrients can help you stay that way, keeping your heart strong, your mind sharp, and your body ready for whatever adventures lie ahead. I want to leave you with a thought. Aging isn't about slowing down or settling. It's about living with intention, savoring the moments that make your heart full. Maybe it's the sound of your grandkids laughing, the smell of fresh bread baking in your kitchen, or the feel of a warm breeze on a walk through the park. Whatever lights you up, the choices you make today can help you hold on to those moments longer. You're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. So, take a moment today to look at those pills, to ask yourself what's serving you and what's not. You've got the wisdom, the strength, and now the knowledge to make your 60s, 70s, and beyond some of your best years yet. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me what surprised you most about these vitamins. Are you rethinking your routine, or do you have a story about how a small change made a big difference? Your experiences inspire others, so share them with this amazing community. If this video opened your eyes or gave you a new perspective, give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people who need this information. And if you want more practical tips to live stronger and happier, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss a single video. Here's to you, to your health, and to living every day with the energy and joy you deserve. Thank you for being here, and here's to thriving, not just surviving, at any age. Drop a comment sharing what surprised you most about these vitamins. Give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips to live healthier and happier every day.